I'm the target of a secret persecution program called Game Stalker recording videos. And in this video I'll be doing some knife fighting training, aka knife fighting martial arts training. I'll be working with post-deployment stuff. So the deployment is deployment. So I enjoy being legally dangerous. I enjoy being a legally dangerous man, so if people get in my home and start attacking me, I have weapons and training. And athleticism to defend myself. Then I don't have to train to become dangerous, although I am dangerous. I prove it to myself that I can do fast deployment and things like this. In this video, I'll be doing some post-deployment stuff. In previous videos, I tested my constant leather neck because I noticed that the tip had snapped off, so it was a little bit flat at the tip. And I said, even with a tip like this, it can still penetrate. And then I tested that. And sure enough, it could penetrate. I improvised a new carry knife. So this knife I call the mini leather neck. Try again. Knife down. This knife calls the mini leather neck. I can carry this in these sweatpants. This is my full steel Recon Tantum. And with these sweatpants, they used to have a string. They don't have a string anymore. If I would put this in the waistband, it would pull the pants down. These are unstringed sweatpants that are a little bit loose of a fit. So what I did here, improvise a carry method that I like. And I attached two zip ties to the sheath, one horizontal, one vertical. And I got a belt and tied it up here. And I had the sweatpants under the belt. So this would work for covered carry. All I need to do is put a jacket on this, or a hoodie or whatever, and it will work. So I will think is I might just spare something from the ceiling there and do some repetitions of hitting a ball. Don't try the things you do at home when it comes to knife fighting martial arts. Sometimes they train with actual knives, plural. Anything from rapid deployment, which I did a few days ago with you, to knife fighting, shadow boxing, and impact training with real knives, which don't try that at home. I recommend you get some training knives. first I can start to give her my character check. So I think actually I'll do some shadow boxing first. Slow mode. Knife fighting shadow boxing. One of the advantages of having two knives. Musashi bought the sword fighting man on Book of Five Rings. Gunnar Shaw talked about the advantage to his style of sword fighting using two knives, well, two swords. Swords are basically big knives, and knives are pretty much small swords. He said an advantage if you want to take a prisoner, which I interpret as to take a hostage in combat. Now, that's not the only advantage, but Musashi talked about that. So I reckon if he will get one with his sword, if he's fighting a group of people, Musashi, he can have his short sword here and long sword here and stab people around him and have one of them hostage with the short sword. I'm not joking, you can read the manual for yourself, the Book of Five Rings, and they talk about an advantage of his style of combat, having two swords, is if you want to take a prisoner. Now, playing knife fighting martial arts for several years, it's become clear to me that an advantage of having two knives is, if you're fighting multiple opponents, not to take prisoners necessarily, but to demonstrate to him. If I have one knife here and I'm fighting two people, or more than two people, and let's say at the moment that I deploy the weapon, let's deal with some scenarios. So one way to fight more opponents is if one opponent is over here, put a weapon, stab them in the neck, stab them, and neutralize, let's say neutralize them quickly, and then I can do the other person. Now, if you're fighting multiple opponents at the same time, where both opponents are in the same room and I have two knives here, if there's one person over here and one person over here, if I have only one knife, I can attack one direction at a time, see? So, if this person, I stab them, see, I can only stab that person, and then the person behind me to close to the distance, I have to stab. Do you understand? If there's one target here, one target here, I stab here, I stab here. See, and a better way, more fun way to attack behind myself. This is the beauty of knife fighting martial arts. Is if I start here, you see, I can stab this person, slash behind myself if somebody's advanced on me, for example. So stab, slash, almost. Now still, I can only attack in one direction at a time with a knife. If there's one person here and one person here, stab and then attack in this direction. If I attack like this, or with reverse grip, attack like this and then behind myself, I can still only attack in one direction at a time. With two knives, I can attack both sides at the same time. So if I'm stabbing one person here, I can attack the other person at the same time and keep. I can attack behind myself and in front of myself at the same time. So you can also start using both knives. So this person, oh shit, someone close to this, and then switch, and then use both knives on the other person. Like I said, don't try anything you see me do in my gym at home. Do some life in my box. with this cord care method, we better to have a thicker long sleeve shirt. This is one of many care methods. I have learned in whatever position I'm in, they were to be dangerous. They're to be dangerous, which means for a knife fighter training, have been doing it. It's building muscle memory. For power training, it's been building muscle memory for recovering from awkward positions, to a point where pretty much any position you end up in, you've trained attacking from there. Give an idea, if I start like this and I attack with a forehead slash, face slash, like this, across your head, and I slide off, which you naturally not doing, if you hit here, then I might end up here, here, or here. I don't want to be the first time, because if you're doing only shadow boxing and you haven't been doing impact training, and everything is tight and controlled. It's like slash, 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 stab, slash. My knife fighting style is a power fighting style. You see a lot of power in my attacks. So, if I hit like this, here, slide off. I've already practiced an opening position, in this position, and then attacking from it. See? So from here, slide off. One way I can attack with this type of knife, thumb at the back whip, is to cut up again. Another way is to attack like this, and then quickly return with a stab. So if the first attack is here, slash, target zone is still available, I can return with a stab to the neck from the other side, here. See? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1-2s. Do a lot of 1-2s. Another 1-2 will be this. See, where I close the distance with a 12-6, powerful downward attack, and then the 2 is a stab. So here, for example, you see, where the first attack comes high. If it's blocked with the heads, I don't connect with my slash to the head, I'm slide, and right after attack to the torso or the groin, for example. So from here, I give it to the leg too. Chief target zone for knife fighting is this part of the body. Here, there's ribs here, there's bone here, there's bone here. But here is open, and you have the liver and the lungs and stuff. Another chief target zone is the neck. Yes, I saw some ridiculous boxer, and he talked about his home defense. He's got a strap on his boxing gloves. His support. Okay, if somebody gets in my house and starts attacking me, it might not be just good old fisticuffs they get faced with. It might be called for lethal violence being used on them in self-defense. Understand? So. It depends on what's going on. By local law, for self-defense, use your weapons all times. And I don't have to do any more training. I'm already incredibly dangerous as a knife fighter. I can do rapid deployments. And even if I didn't have the ability where say if I want to make the argument, I could be really fast to get my weapon on, and I have briefly in my videos. It's just without any skill, even if I didn't have any skill, and I've never been able to pull a knife quickly, there are just ways to prep the deployment. Like you have a knife here, you put your hands on the handle, and it's very easy to deploy. It just takes that much skill. So there's these different things. Now, I'm training post deployment today. And I do it a little bit more slow and gentle, Japanese style, meaning how I see people train all times. Japanese stuff, we do it kind of slow. Keep it back on a straight leg. I'm missing this grip now. Notice what this is. So now I'm using the reverse grip thumb at the bottom for this knife. And the regular thumb at the back here. These are boxing, where you can have the hand here, and then if you have the hands before, you gotta quickly throw something. It's not a type of training I like to do for home defense training. Using a ball here. And I can have the medium weapon ready. Here. I can use this grip here. Here. I can be here or here. Or like this. See? See? Here. Some more things. I never heard it before. This is what I fucking thought was a good idea. To get in my house, start attacking, and I had to self defense on that bitch. So no last time. Really good. Då kan det se ihop. Got him again. Ja, du måste framför sig. Jo. I had my wife calling me. I'm back. I'm back. Okay. Can do some more maneuvering here. If you can't hit without aiming, you need more training. If you can't hit within 15 feet with a head gun or a water bottle spray, just look at what you want to hit and hit it. You need more training. If you can't hit without aiming, you need more training. Okay. So it's like people need to. It's like okay here. See, and I'm getting headshots from this distance. From here. See, here. What about here? Set of knives is even easier. Okay, at this distance it's just point and shoot. You just don't have. Now the things that I can do to do things differently. So here's a drill that I invented, and it's similar to the Mozambique drill, only the first shot is in the goal. Because this drill, if you're fighting people, like I don't know, let's say hypothetical scenario, the Swedish police force becomes tyrannical and corrupt and start murdering people, they go rogue, and said the Swedish people have to start defending themselves against cops, that means some kind of genocide like Hitler and Nazis, something like this. They said they're coming to murder everybody. Here in body armor. Why waste the Mozambique drill, 2 shots, 7 mass, 3rd shot to the head? If you fight people, they may not have body armor. 1st shot to the groin, 2nd shot, 7 mass, and 3rd shot to the head makes more sense. And that's more of a universal drill, because that works on people that have the most common type of body armor. So most people, if they're wearing body armor, they're wearing a body armor that has the same surface area coverage as a tank top. Kind of simple mental model. If somebody's wearing body armor, well, I'm not going to take this off because then I'm losing my knife. So, a tank top, a wife beater, and interesting enough, but whatever, tops this one. So if you have a tank top, that's the coverage that you have with body armor, most body armor. So similar to the Mozambique drill, which is close range drill, of bang, 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 1, 2, 3, 2 to the here, and then 1 here, okay? This Mike SAHA, I almost said cop fighting drill, cop killing drill, but it's like that sounds too terroristic. What I'm talking about is hypothetical scenario. Somebody in Texas watching this, and they have guns, and it's like people come to kill, and they have the right to shoot them if they do. It's in Texas. A Bible local law, of course, have defensive weapons all times. If they have body armor, the Mozambique drill is just putting 2 shots in armor before you get 1 shot somewhere effective. See? So that's the bad thing about the Mozambique drill. What if you've been drilling Mozambique and shooting 2 shots at a mass around the head, and you're hitting it, wasting 2 shots that are just hitting armor before you hit a part of the body? Maybe, if it's there after taking 2 impacts to the chest, if you can hit the head with the 3rd shot. It's not until the 3rd shot that you hit effectively. You hit a part of the body that's covered by armor that's designed to stop bullets and keep it from hurting or putting down. So instead of Mozambique drill, bang, 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 it's bang, see, groin. And it's very rare. So I need to do it like couch that. So the point is this. It's like if you were a Jew in the World War II and you had a gun and the Nazis are coming and they have body armor to kill you. Do you understand? It's a hypothetical scenario. It's like the US cops become tyrannical and they start running people up to murder you. Okay, and you have these self-defense against a cop going, okay, you're black, we're going to shoot you or something like this. Do you understand? It's like if it's like Hitler in World War II, where it's like the American cops go rogue, and it's like they get the orders to go get every black person and they just shoot them outside the house. And then they'd be forced to be like, defend themselves. So in a scenario like that, okay, and I'm not calling for violence or anything illegal. So Bible local laws are going to self-defense use of weapons at all times, okay? Like you get into hypothetical scenarios and talk about the value of this view. So it's like, I don't have to do that. It's like, if you're training shooting, what if the person has body armor? And in the shooting community, it's a grid that doesn't beat 2 center mass and 1 to the head. Now, if you're training for that, what if the person you end up fighting, you betrayal about, ends up having body armor? So you're putting 2 rounds in armor before you maybe hit the head with the 3rd shot. So this the SAHA anti-tyrant, if you call it, anti-tyrant, is the first shot is to the groin, third shot 7 match, no, second, and then third is to the head. See? So, 1, 2, 3. Then you're not fighting against the recoil as much either because you're looking to go up. So you can shoot one time and it brings you up a little bit. You're getting closer to where you want to land the second shot, and then the third shot. So this is the, from here, and let's do like this. And that's 1, 2, 3. So, gotta do a little bit more maneuvering here. So, do you understand? So it's like if I had a gun and you shoot me 2 times here, my gun is not up there, I've been hit at that point you might pull the gun in my hand. Now, if the first shot is to the groin, that can fuck you up, understand? I've seen body cam footage of like a cop being shot in the leg or something like this. Go, ow, fuck, and they fall on the ground, and they get hit in just the leg. Now imagine the groin, if you get shit, like hit kind of pelvis, I think the region is called it, in the anatomy. But it's like the armor might go down here, okay? But anywhere from kind of here, from the belt, like under the belt, okay? So if you have a belt, if the armor is there, it might go down here. But from here to like the little sack of testicles, that's a target zone, okay? So anyway, that's something to think about. You can also go 1, 2, okay? Now, here's the thing too. Doing these drills, I'm using a water bottle like this. There's things in how I train maneuvering and positioning and engaging that could be entirely effective with a low caliber firearm like a 38 or 22, okay, or a 5.7 or something like this. Whatever the platform is, low recoil. A lot of this stuff is like this, okay, but then you see me doing like this. You see here, okay. If it's like a 50, like a 44 Magnum revolver, this is not a really good way to be shooting, okay, because the first one up here is kind of like this, okay, see. But this type of maneuver that I do can transfer to a 22 or a 38, okay, or a 9 that's compensated. And then they have some platforms that are very low recoil. And what can make the gun more recoil is not just the caliber, it's like what you launch, if there's a component, and instant service. So, if it's more recoil, and you're going to shoot several times, pushing out and having more stability makes more sense than kind of doing this. So, that's a cold type shot, which works with a revolver. Some firearms, you can push it out of bed with a glove, for example. If you push the muscles or something, it makes it go out of bed, which means if you pull the trigger after it's not going off. So that's also specific to revolvers. The context of it. Right from here, for example. Here. And because this here, this is a water bottle malfunction, and then seize the moment to address it right away and get a function enough. See, the trigger group wasn't attached. Okay, so see if we can solve this. And it's doing even worse now. Yeah, so it's a good thing that this was not. And I suppose this is not how I would use this. Okay. So we can fix this. We have to detach this. We don't grip it. Ta-da! Yeah, I got it. There you go. So, I'll do some more water bottle. And I felt like I expanded a little bit. So yeah, so what I'm doing now is that. And I'm back with a spear and pointer on. So that wasn't too bad in terms of time. Now, due to all of the liquid on the floor, all the way over there, I had a slip, and it was all slip, no fall. Maybe some more. I can also do no look, like this here. There's another drill that I've done a few times. This one. I love how the cyber stocks are both a picture of the chat when how they move, if they could move. We'll do this. Here. It is some notebook shooting. Around the corner. Here. Something you can. So my group was one here, and here it becomes hard to count, okay? I think I might have fired like a burst of 4 shots. And another thing in that number 4 is going like this. 1, 2, 3. So and it's pretty close. See here. Now obviously I can aim if I want to. Okay. This is more aiming. See. I can also go no look here. And go from here. There. And then check my impact. Okay. So the advantage of look, if you look at from the other side, like over here. I'm remaining behind cover. I'm remaining behind cover here. It's a little bit too high, so I'm going to I'm remaining behind cover. And from this perspective, near this perspective, all this being exposed is my head. So obviously, one way to defend the door, right? But this is home defense back. Yeah. I talked about this before. Where one of the advantages with a spear is I can engage targets from behind cover, called their covers. This is concrete. So if you're limited to melee weapons for home defense, one of the best melee weapons you can have for home defense is a spear. And the main advantage is the reach advantage, which means if you have a machete, and I as the home defender have a spear, I can touch you with this before you can touch me with your machete. So the reach advantage. Another advantage is I can defend the doorway kill someone. Now this is, I made it shorter. I can make it be longer if I want to. So from here,
I'm behind camera, okay. One way to defend the doorway is to explode out with a knife and then start stabbing the person that just came through the door. Another way is to remain behind hold the cover here, and I can stab around the corner, and all that's being exposed is pretty much a fist-side target in movement for a brief more time. So from here, especially with long spear, see, and with this spear I can reach, almost touch the door with it. And I've chopped this off, so this is a sawed-off weapon, understand? Like Randy Weaver got under siege for having a sawed-off weapon. Now this type of sawed-off weapon I can't have legally, okay? Because it's a fucking broomstick with a knife on it, okay? So I just like how it's I just said sawed-off, understand? So and they can't understand. That's how they got Weaver actually. They had like an FBI government plan come and ask him like, hey buddy, could you saw off the barrel of my shotgun? Okay. And it was like a government agent. And then he got busted for like illegal customers of firearms, stuff like this. During the Clinton administration, the government had a siege on Randy Weaver, the Weaver Reach event. So anyway, his support, I'm being facetious, okay. So in the other way, it's illegal to have firearms. But I could buy a Glock field knife on Amazon. And then I could tell people I got a Glock on my hip right now. Okay, see, I got a Glock in my waistband. And it'd be true, but it sounds a lot more aggressive than it actually. They understand, kind of like, it's like dad jokes. I understand I could be live and then have like the Glock field knife I bought on Amazon in my waistband. And then someone goes, Mike, I come to kill, well, I got a Glock in my waistband, bitch, what are you gonna do, understand? Then the guy shows how to use a knife and stuff. So anyway, I'm being a facetious, these are jokes. So anyway, I support. So, and that's with the spear. Is I can engage targets from behind cover. See, even one-handed good. So the only thing that's exposed will be pretty much this much for a short amount of time. With a long and I use this to demonstrate, and this I could actually use this to make a new spear that has adjustable length, meaning put a knife at the end of this. With this one especially, a longer one. See, I can touch them. So, that includes spear fighting. So, with a spear, you can defend in places where they don't let their firearms. A spear, depending on the layout of your apartment and in the circumstances, you could use it to put up a quality defense even against people with firearms for years and on. Thumb at the border. Now obviously you could solve it. That doesn't make much sense. Since I'm shining Excel in moments like this, the site talking for when I have people come and say, Mark, you know nothing about crypto, you suck what you're doing, and other things they're going to say to be here, that's not really good. Anyway, here's support. So, yeah, so back to moving. It's kind of slippery. So I can maintain it here, or I can go high here, but I'm never using the object anymore. Meaning, I'm not using the tip of this, which actually, it's like a front post, okay? This is a part of it that pokes up a little bit, so if I want it, I could use it. And now I'm aiming, okay? I can hear the light. It's not my name. So. Yeah, so I'm gonna do it now. That's not, I'm just moving freely here. I'm actually going to end this install on sideways one because I'm getting annoyed with any other view.